Hello, David here, and the project for today is it's springtime and it's time to thatch the lawn. This is something I do every year. I didn't do it last year. I didn't do anything to my lawn last year because I spent the summer taking care of my mom. But this summer I'm going to take care of my grass. It's been neglected. There's a lot of moss in there. I'm going to thatch, then I'm going to rake up the thatch, then I'm going to aerate, and I already did a video on how to aerate. It's in my archives out there somewhere. After I aerate, I'm going to lime the grass. I'll lay down some lime. Lime is important in this neck of the woods because we have a lot of pine trees here. They drop a lot of pine cones and a lot of pine needles, and those are acidic. So I need the lime to neutralize the pH of the lawn. And then after I lime, then I'm going to fertilize and lay down some grass seeds. So there's a couple of ways to thatch. You can use a thatching rake. And you notice there's two sides to the thatching rake. So the tines that have the blunt end, I always point down because I believe the blunt end keeps the tines from going too deep into the grass. So, and there's an adjustment on here too to get the proper angles. So when you're thatching, it's just kind of a push-pull motion. Get the thatch out. Kind of works like that. Grass is going to look pretty crappy when you're done. It's going to look kind of sparse, but don't worry, it'll grow back, especially after you fertilize. Kind of like that. See all the stuff it picks out? Good exercise too. What this does is it gets the moss and the dead grass out from the close to the root structure of the grass, so it allows air and moisture to get down to the grass. So just in that half minute I got this much thatch up. And you can use this thatch as peat moss if you want to lay down some seed and want to throw something down over the seed to hold the moisture in. You could save this stuff. At this point you're probably wondering if there's any alternatives to doing it by hand with a hand rake. Certainly you can hire a landscaper, or you could rent a thatcher from a rental company, or you can buy one of these things. These things fit on your lawnmower, and they have these springs that rotate around the lawn with the lawnmower by the lawnmower power, and they'll scratch the thatch out of the grass. These springs are replaceable because they do wear out. I'm on my second set now, and got to be careful when you put this on. It's real important as to what height you set the mower at, and you set the mower height by well, on my Honda it's by adjusting the wheel height. And if it's too low, it's going to dig too deeply. If it's too high, it's not going to pull out enough thatch. So you got to be careful on that height setting, and also you got to be careful when you're pushing your lawnmower around, when you push it across your deck. Like I have a deck to get between the front and the rear lawn, that these springs can scratch your deck. So you got to tilt the mower while you're pushing it across the deck. So I'm going to show you how I install it. Bring the mower in and tilt the lawnmower so you can get access to the blade, and don't fuel your lawnmower until the blade is on. You don't want a full gas tank, because when you tip the mower on the side, if the tank is full, all the gas is going to come dripping out. So we got the mower on its side. Let's get in there. Let's zoom in. Disconnect the spark plug so the mower doesn't start in the event that you turn the crankshaft. I also turned the switch to off. Let's make sure that's on off. Yep. On the Honda, these are 14mm screws. Dang it. Let's try it without the extension. That's a ticket. Take those off. Take the blade off. Before you put the blade on, now's a good time to sharpen the blade. Look how beat up that edge is. I'm going to take it to the grinder and sharpen it when I put it back on. Put the thatching blade on. Remember, springs point downward. Notice this is slotted, so you're going to have to make sure you center it carefully. Center it and snug down these bolts. You don't want it loose because you don't want this thing flying off into the neighbor's yard and hit them in the head. Now we can top off the tank. I'm going to raise the height of the cutting deck one setting. That's on the front, then I'm going to do the rear, and I'm going to do a test cut. I've never used the catcher bag, so I don't know if the catcher bag works or not. It's just something I don't do, but I'm going to do a test run now and see what happens. That was too low. I'm going to lower the wheels. Did I say too low? I meant it was too high, and this is too high as well. I'm gonna lower the deck one more notch. That's perfect, and that's a good thing because that's the lowest adjustment my mower deck has. So I just ran a couple of rows here in the backyard and I noticed it wasn't thatching, so let's take a look. I'll be darned. Both springs are broken off. Looks like I'm going to have to order some new ones or thatch by hand. So that was a failure. This is the first time that's ever happened. I've been using this thatching blade for about 5 years. And these replacement springs I bought off of eBay. So that was a failure. You know, when you're going out for a pass, this lawn seems like it's a phone booth, but when you're thatching, it seems like it's 10 miles long. Oh, I found the broken piece. The broken piece looks like. Just broke right off. I gotta remind you, if you're going to use the power thatcher on your lawnmower, the blade is more narrow than the factory blade, so you have to overlap your rows. And whatever way you choose, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Bye now. Here's a postscript. I can't thatch my whole lawn by hand, so I decided to get some replacement springs. I found something on Amazon. These are made by Arnold, model number RS12. I bought 2 pair of these because I don't want to be down the next time these things break. First time I ever had these break on me before. This is the part that wears down right there. So I guess it's good to have a spare pair because they'll eventually wear out. I don't know if they're going to fit because this is a different manufacturer than whoever made this thatching blade. Let's see if they fit. There's a nut and a washer. Oops. Just a carriage bolt on this side. Hey, that's great. Looks like it fits. Let's put the bolt through. Washer, nut. Lock it down. Repeat on the other side. Now I'm back in business. Power tools, baby.